Welcome back, my peeps. How you guys all doing? So, the last time we were together, we were working on this piece right here that got damaged by water. And I had told you that I was going to put it all back together, and I'd learned something new for the bottom, so on and so forth. And I told you I was going to be done for now. But I decided on a whole redesign of this part right here that I want to go over, because it just talks about the benefits of the 80/20 aluminum framing. But I had to go on a holiday, and it looked something like this.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to beautiful Manzanillo, Mexico. Here's more like it. All right, folks, the local time is, who cares? You're on vacation.
In my mouth.
Oh, and we're living life full. Good night, though. But now it's time to get back to work. So let's get this done. And this is what we get to come home to, my friends. Welcome to spring in Calgary, Alberta. We went from plus 30 to minus 10 in less than 5 hours. But we do have some good news. Our new battery charger and batteries showed up while we were gone, which means we can ditch the iPhone and get back to the A6000 again. Yep. Perfecto, my friends. So, here's what we're working with. Now, originally, we had it as a flat panel here, and this was gonna pop open so we can have storage inside this area. Now, after I originally built this, I actually kind of regretted it a little bit because of the fact it was gonna be so deep that I was like, stuff's gonna get lost in the bottom of there, and so on and so forth. But we already glued this on, and it was all in place, so it became one of those things of, it is what it is. But what I've learned in life is even though you say it is what it isn't always what it is. It's, whoa, you're gone. Why do you fight me? It is what it is not always what it is. Sometimes it is what it was. And this is what it was. And now it's going to be what it is. Does that make sense to you? I don't know. Mexico kind of messed with the brain a little bit. But we're taking our is what it is and turning it into an is what it was. And then it's going to be it is what it is. Let's move forward. Now, if this was all timber framing, this would not be as easy as what this is going to be right now. With timber framing, we would have had screws inside all these parts. And by the time you pulled them out, it would have made a mess. And you'd have holes in your wood, which means you can't actually put a piece back in that place because, well, there's holes there, right? With the 80/20, we just simply unbolt the pieces and pull them out. Simple as that. So then we just move our brackets from top and bottom to left and right. Take our piece of aluminum that was our upright before. Well, at least it shut itself off when it fell over, right? But now we're cutting the size. Watching that replay, we're lucky the camera didn't fall into the blade while we were cutting. Safety second, right? Then we just slide the new piece in place. Get it all bolted in. And then we can loosen these bottom screws on here. And find the depth we want our drawer to be. And once we got exactly where we want it to be, we just crank it down. And I gotta say, that's a pretty sweet perk of the 80/20 aluminum framing. No drilling, no welding, no nothing. Just put your brackets in place and bolt them in wherever you want to do it. And you can slide it around until you find that perfect size you want it to be. But now, seeing that this top side is going to be a pull-out drawer now, we need a spot like this with wood where we can screw in our drawer slides just like that. That way we can have our drawer slides so our drawer can pull in and out. But on this side, as you see, there's nothing there that we'd be able to screw into. So I've taken our drill and just drilled some holes through the sides on both ends so we can take a 2x4 piece of wood, slide it in place, and put some wood screws in it. And just like that, we now have a spot on this side where we can screw in our drawer slides. So we'll have a drawer on the top side, and the bottom side will be doors like a cabinet. And this top side will just become permanent where it won't lift at all. And we still get our original bench seat as planned. They'll put our shoes on and off before we exit the door. Or a footrest for sitting in our nice comfy swivel seat to stare at the door or the window while we're sitting beside the ocean. So then we'll just take our corrugated plastic, cut in our template, and we're ready to make our inside lining of our cabinet out of our wood. And the good thing is, if you got a square cabinet, this side is the exact same as this side. So only one template, and we got two edges done. And once it's all templated, we're left with a pile of pieces like this that we just got to stick into there. And we're going to adhere it all using our PL adhesive again. So we got our PL on the board, and we slide it in place. And we do that to all four sides. Just clamp a couple spots, ensuring it's not going to move on us. And now we let everything dry for 24 hours. And it's Saturday again, and I won't be able to finish the facing until that dries so I can measure it all out properly. So, do I put the video out now, or do I wait another week? Only time will tell. And the decision's been made. It's another day, and we're finishing this before this video is over. So, now that all this is dried, we'll pull our weight off and our clamps off. And I'm happy to report it worked out perfect. Now typically I would have painted that first, but because when we put all our edges on, I want to seal the edges this time with paint. So I'm going to paint those after we get the covering on, which is what I'm going to do right now. And add to the day later, it's now plus 16 degrees Celsius. Welcome to spring in Calgary, Alberta. The snow is basically gone. Way closer to Mexico temperatures now. But anyways, back to the van. So we'll just start cutting a bunch of strips from our corrugated plastic. Then, using our easy tear duct tape, we're going to tape them all together until we end up with a framing that looks similar to this. Now, we can only do it in 4-foot sections because the grain on our panels, we want it to go up and down. So we can only get a maximum 4-foot width out of each of these panels like this. So we will end up with a seam in the dead center of where our shower door is as well. So we'll just take our template off and transfer it onto our piece of wood. And lucky for us, we have a leftover piece from a past cut that's going to fit this template perfectly. So we're just going to lay down a bunch of tape and then trace it all out. But I will say, there's definitely some very delicate cuts on this one. Let's just pray it all works out. But that's hours and hours and hours of setting up our straight edge, cutting our straight lines, and getting it all cut out properly, and then gluing it in place, which I've shown you all before. The purpose of this video was to get a video out for one, and number two, show you how easy it is to redesign that 80-20 if you decide you want to change, which I think we accomplished pretty smoothly. That being said, I now have to travel for work this week, so if you want to stay tuned, make sure you hit that subscribe. If you have already, hit that like, leave a comment, and I will see you on the next video. Perfect.